How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Supreme Court rejecting the lawsuit from Texas and 18 other states against Georgia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan in relation to how they handled their election during this 2020 presidential election. Now, there's so much here I need to talk about, but let's just address this lawsuit and clear that up because there's some confusion about that. People are saying, what was the lawsuit about? What was the basis? What was the grounds? Let me explain before I go any further. Now, the lawsuit started in Texas with the Attorney General, Ken Paxton. And the argument was that the way that these other states handled their election was not constitutional. All right. They just had widespread proliferation of mail-in ballots, no signature. It was so many irregularities and a lot of things that were going on was not constitutional. It was not right. And since they did things that way in those states, according to what he put in the lawsuit, that hurt Texans. And 18 other states, and I think 126 House reps felt the same way. So they signed on a lawsuit as well. That was the nature of the lawsuit. But the ruling, as you would call it, I'm not really sure if it's a ruling. It was an unsigned briefing from the Supreme Court. So I guess that's a ruling, which was supported by the majority, except for Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito, great stone cold stomp down conservatives. But anyway, the majority opinion says that Texas did not show an ability to have any kind of control or jurisdiction or say in the matter of how the other states handled their election. All right. Now, I guess there would be some times when the state says something about another state that would make sense and they have a right to file a complaint or a lawsuit. So if one state is doing some illegal dumping or they're doing something in their state or from their state that harms you and your state, then you may have something there. But according to the unsigned briefing, quote unquote ruling, the Supreme Court says there was not evidence shown for that kind of ability to have control over a different state in this case. All right. And the way that each state operates in their elections is up to each state. Now, I would presume there are some things you can't do in each state. I would presume that illegal aliens can't vote. That might be a federal law. Okay, so I think there are some things they can't do under federal law, but they have widespread, they have the widespread ability to do pretty much whatever in the state law. It's pretty open-ended. It's not really restricted that much from the federal level. Unfortunately, the lawsuit was rejected, and that's where we are right now. Now, is it the end of lawsuit? Is it the end of legal action? I don't think so. Even if there's no more legal action that could prevent a Biden presidency, that's not to say that there won't be any more legal action that comes after a Biden presidency if he's able to succeed in becoming inaugurated come January. Okay, remember the whole thing with Russia, the Russia Gate, Russia collusion, the Bob Mueller probe, that took 3 years and like $40 million, over 500 subpoenas. A lot of guys went to the penitentiary for like a day. But anyway, a lot of guys got kind of ruined financially behind that and they found nothing. So this whole thing with any kind of voting irregularity allegation has only been going on for a month or so. So I think there's still plenty of time to have any kind of legal action come to court and play out. Now, I'll be interested to see how this whole thing plays out. I saw a blog from YouTube talking about, hey, if you're speaking about voting irregularity and you're trying to question the results of the election, we're going to go ahead and remove that. You're not going to be able to have the video on the platform. Now, that'd be pretty interesting. I wonder if this video, speaking about an actual lawsuit that was filed in the Supreme Court that had a ruling with extensive news coverage, I wonder if that will fall up under me trying to question the election. So here's a little disclaimer for the YouTubes and for the algorithm and for the bots. I'm not disputing the election. I'm not saying that Trump won and Joe Biden lost. I'm saying nothing of the sort. But here's what people out there are saying, not me, because I would never question the election. Anyway, people are saying that the tabulation doesn't make any sense. You're talking about what, like 81 million votes for Biden, which is what, 16 million more than Barack Obama in 2012, when he faced off against Mitt Romney, who was weak as the incumbent, who almost never loses. And also, the 81 million is still like 111 million more than Barack Obama in 2008. So, population increases and whatnot. People are saying, not me, because I would never say anything like that, but people are saying it doesn't make any sense for that to be the case. Population increase is not going to make up for just the really large numbers of votes from Joe Biden to Obama. It just doesn't make any sense. And then Trump actually gained quite a bit of votes. Trump had like 62 million votes in 2016, but I think he had 71 or 72 million this time. So you're talking about 10 million more votes. So not only did he maintain the base, he also spread the base. Now, if the vote is what it is, now there's some ways to explain what's going on. I think what's happening right now on the left coast, California, Oregon, and whatnot, I think they're shedding people intentionally. And what I mean by shedding people are leaving the left coast in droves. I'm talking about you can't even get a U-Haul in California right now. I'm exaggerating, but the U-Haul, to rent a U-Haul in California, like San Francisco, Los Angeles, to rent a U-Haul to leave the state is much more expensive than it is to take one from outside of the state in. You understand? Because people are leaving so much and moving away from the state. I'm talking about not just moving from San Fran to San Jose. They're moving from San Fran to Florida, from San Fran to somewhere in the Midwest, Iowa or something crazy like that. They're moving very far away because the policies of California are not working out too well. But the problem is that they're taking the California virus with them. Now, to anyone out there in California, you're conservative, I'm not speaking about you. You guys are great. You guys are fantastic to be out there in California as a conservative, especially if you're in a blue city like San Fran. You right there in the belly of the beast of liberalism. Hats off to you. You're doing a very good job. But if you are in California and you are a liberal and you are escaping because of the liberal policies, you thinking it's just, it's poverty and whatnot. No. It's the policies that are there that make California the way it is. All right. Once you leave California, once you travel and you experience other places and you see what's going on, but maybe you don't understand why things are the way they are in other places. It's because of the policies. But anyway, the people that have the California virus of liberalism, they are pushed out of California and then they make the state in which they go to more liberal. I think that might have been shown in Arizona, Maricopa County. How many California expats live in Phoenix? Like, if I were the king of the United States, if I could rule by fiat, if I could just have total control, no Congress, no House, no Senate, no checks, no balances, no nothing. If I were the king, I would say, hey, man, you want to come to the United States of America? You're going to need to get a passport if you're coming from California. All right. If you want to leave California and come to Arizona, I'm gonna need some papers. Show me a passport, apply for citizenship. That's pretty much how I would carry it, because I think people that are leaving are spreading that California virus, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, etc. They're spreading it all over the country. And I think what could happen in the future is that California sheds a lot of these liberal people, and states that were once conservative become more and more blue. They're trying to make Texas blue. Texas is too big for that really to happen, in my humble opinion, but they're trying to. They're trying to invade. I think they've successfully invaded Austin and made that into a California enclave. Okay, you don't see doo-doo on the ground anywhere else other than Austin if you see it there, but that's a different story. I digress. Anyway, they're trying to make Texas blue, but they've already been able to make Arizona blue, allegedly. New Mexico, Colorado, allegedly blue. What if all the liberals leave the left coast and the conservatives are the only ones left, and they actually move out there because California may have to go through a reset, then they become more conservative. Like they say, as California goes, so does the rest of the nation. Hopefully that's not true, but maybe there might be a cycle to where you have a blue, quote unquote, wave that hits certain parts of the nation, but that wave is going to leave a big area of, displacement of water, I guess you would say, probably the best way to put it. And then the space that's left, if you're conservative, you're able to move in there and make that space be your own. So who knows? Either way it goes, this ain't going to be the end of legal action as it relates to the lawsuit from Texas and the 18 other states and the 120 some odd GOP House reps. This is only the beginning. I think what the left wants, as I close, is to demoralize people that support Trump, people that are conservative. Take your MAGA hat off. It's over. We're in charge now. All this, that, and the third. What they're not talking about is a civil war going on between them. They're talking about Trump supporters going out in the street and engaging in some type of violence. That's not what we do. The other side, on the left, they're having a bunch of internal conflict. I saw Joe Biden screeching on some black, quote unquote, civil rights leaders. I'll talk about that in a different video. So they have their own problems, and we're going to keep up the fight, a legal fight. There's going to be plenty of court action for years to come, because if we don't fight this whole thing with the election, regardless of what happens, whether it's Trump or Biden, the election integrity is very important, not just for every 4 years, but also for your regular everyday walking life in the city and state in which you live. If there's no more voter integrity, kiss the republic goodbye. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that there's going to be more legal action as a result of this whole election kerfuffle? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. How do you feel about the Supreme Court case that was presented by Texas and 18 other states? How do you feel about that being rejected? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know how I stand. I think that that wasn't a good ruling. That's just my humble opinion. Maybe I'm wrong legally. That's just my humble opinion about it, though. But I think there's going to be a lot more legal action, and the fight is not done. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's Trump, Biden, or whoever in the White House. What matters is the election integrity, because if there was any kind of impropriety going on with the election, that has to be found out. And it can't happen ever again. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.